our spaces, our homes.
And we really saw the rise in these types of calls with the Starbucks issue. Now, they've been going on forever, but this was caught on camera.
Right. The technology that we have readily accessible to us in our cell phones have created an opportunity for us to document these often occurring circumstances in our society, and it's brought a lot of attention to the way in which race is utilized to segregate and stratify our society.
We've seen a lot where, in some instances, some whites use it as like their personal security, calling the cops because they just don't feel comfortable around some black people.
That's right. So a sense of suspicion and fear has constantly been a part of our American society, and recognizing that the police, that law enforcement officers are often used as a state-sanctioned mechanism to control the population, to make sure that the right people stay in the right places at the right times. And so, yes, oftentimes within our Caucasian communities, police officers want to be deployed in order to curtail this infringement on their space. Right.
And we see many instances where police officers tend to believe those who call, and the African American or the black person is left being questioned, detained. Can you show me your ID for simply being in a study hall?
That's right. So there have been lots of circumstances, as you've mentioned, of young boys delivering newspapers or cutting lawns, young African American students in study hall, that yes, because of the suspicion and fear that is often attributed to race, minority communities are often going to be detained and questioned because they are not supposed to be in these spaces. Now, we recognize that the individuals that are often utilizing the police recognize that law enforcement is primarily made up of individuals that they imagine are supposed to take their side, that reflect their values and their understanding of the world, and hence it would only make sense to utilize them in order to put these people, or to ask these people to be removed from the premises.
Do you think police departments across this nation should tell their officers, use your common sense before detaining someone and taking a side when they're called out there? What should their role be in a situation like that?
I think you wonderfully point out that law enforcement is not an ahistorical phenomenon. That law enforcement officials and officers have to recognize the long history of racial antagonism and strife in our society, and the role that they have played historically. And thus, as you infer, that one has to be critical about these moments. That the nation that we were and the nation that we long to be are two different people, or two different concepts, and thus we must approach it in two different ways. So yes, I think it would behoove us and all law enforcement officials that arriving on these very racially contentious situations to be very critical about both subjectivities, to recognize that both fears and the suspicion that is at the heart of these situations needs to be alleviated through a very common sense and kindness approach. That to call into question minorities at moments where they are most vulnerable, and neighborhoods that they maybe historically have not played a role or have not been present, only exacerbate this very long history of racial strife that we've had in our country.
Just recently, I think maybe a month or so ago, we saw a case in Tennessee where a black realtor was trying to sell his property, or at least put up signs and take a look at the property, and the woman next door, who happens to be white, called the cops, and the cops turned the tables on this woman, saying, look, he has every right to be here, and if you keep calling us, we'll arrest you.
Right. That is a very interesting moment. Yes, it is at least at that moment that we recognize that the police recognize the role that they could play in alleviating many of these issues in our society. That by deploying law enforcement and utilizing our tax dollars in order to foment racial strife is not the goal of any law enforcement organization. And so readily being able to call it out when it's present and to take it on would be a valuable trait for any law enforcement officer.